We're good? All righty. We're going to do this for the first time, everybody on live stream. All right, good afternoon. My name is John Hall, and I am pleased to serve as the Master of Ceremonies as we honor Josh DiStefano for attaining Scout's highest rank, the Eagle Scout. And this is a great moment worthy of celebration. So, 7 years ago, Josh accepted a challenge not only to learn the Scout oath and law, but to live them out in his daily life. And not only to be a good Scout, but to become one of the best, one of the only 4% of all Scouts to make it to the rank of Eagle. And since that time, he has successfully met the challenge, and we are gathered here today to celebrate that achievement. Before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce a few special people. Mr. Gillespie, would you introduce yourself and the members of your committee who are present today?
I'm Daniel Gillespie. I'm the committee chair for Troop 969. I believe today everyone on the committee is like sitting right next to me. I'm looking around. So I've got Jen, who's our treasurer. Thank you, Jen. I've got my wife Amber, who is one of our advancement chairs. And I've got the Jovies, who kind of co-host the Eagle chair. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone, so thank you.
Yep.
Oh, training. What kind of training first? Oh, was it? Oh, there you are.
Yep. We'll get her stand up in just a second, though. So, and then real quick, just by standing up, if my ASMs and my patrol shadows could stand up, we'll just wave to you real quick and say thank you for all the service you guys do, dealing with all the mosquitoes and fun stuff that goes along with camping and hiking. Appreciate you. Thank you. And Mr. LaRock, thank you for attending today. And in fact, if you would like to present your, we'll call them gifts, to Josh now, we can go ahead and do that. Josh, come on up. We're doing this a little out of order. It's not scripted. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, congratulations, Joshua.
Thank you.
Thanks for accommodating me. I do have a family get-together to get back to, and but I'm very, very glad to have the opportunity to take time out and participate in what Mr. Hall correctly refers to as a very important event worthy of celebration. So I brought a couple things with you, and I'll start with just reading an acknowledgement. I guess we'll have to, instead of referring to you as an Eagle Scout, it'll be Eagle Scout soon to be. So Joshua, congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, the highest honor in Boy Scouts. As an Eagle Scout, you have distinguished yourself as a highly motivated, disciplined, and talented young man. You're now a member of, or soon to be, a member of a select group of Scouts, which is respected for its outstanding dedication to service. Your Eagle Scout project at Waterford Union Church's cemetery of installing 150 feet of fence in the African American section and removing dead trees and debris throughout the cemetery will bring long-lasting benefit to members of the community. So good job there. I'm very proud of the contributions that you have made, and I'm confident that you will continue to embrace the high standards associated with this award. And I hope you will remain active in scouting and continue to provide leadership as a role model to inspire others in your community. I'm sure your family, troop, National Capital Area Council, and the members of the community that have helped you achieve this award are very proud of your service to the community. So for all your hard work, I'm delighted to join you and your family and friends and fellow Scouts in commending you for this significant accomplishment. So please accept my best wishes for your continued success, and definitely let me know if I can ever be of assistance to you, Joshua. I'll hand you I'll give you this folder, and in it there's a commendation from me as a member of the Virginia House of Delegates, again acknowledging this very significant accomplishment and congratulating you for it. And then to keep on your desk or your wall or wherever you choose to put it, this is a flag of Virginia that has flown over the capital of Virginia. And again, I really do appreciate having the opportunity to participate and congratulate you and all the folks that have helped you achieve this. Good job, you folks. Thank you. And I'd love to stay around, I really would, but perhaps if you'll invite me to another one, I'll stay for the
Absolutely.
full
We got plenty
celebration
coming.
in the afternoon. Sounds good. Well, good job, Troop 969. Yep, all right. Good job, Joshua. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming up. Okay. So I'd like to remind you all that there will be a reception honoring Josh immediately after the ceremony. Back general direction. Follow your nose. Now, if you would please rise for the invocation presented by Reverend Jonathan Bunker, and then remain standing for the presentation of the colors.
Would you join me in prayer? Gracious God, this is a day that you have made, so we will rejoice and be glad in it. As we gather to celebrate the work that Josh has done in achieving the rank of Eagle, we lift him up to your blessing. Let your hand rest upon him as surely as it has been upon him to this point in the journey, that he might continue to grow in his sense of calling to leadership, to service, and to being a blessing in the world. Help us to understand in the midst of this celebration the role that you have played in spurring Josh on to this good, that we might recognize the work that you are doing in each of our hearts and in each of our lives, pushing us towards being good and doing good and representing the will that you have for our community and the world. May what we do in the midst of this celebration be filled with worship and glorify you. We make this prayer in your holy and eternal name. Amen.
All right, color guard.
Troop and friends attention. Color guard attention. Color guard forward march. Troop salute. Cross the colors. Please post the flag of the United States of America. Please post the Troop 969 flag. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Scout signs up. Please join me in the Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Bunker. Thank you, color guard. And now would the scouts come forward who are going to be in the readings?
You may be seated.
Yes, I'm sorry. You may be seated. My apologies. Okay. Before we convene this Eagle Court of Honor, I ask all scouts and scout leaders present to rededicate themselves to the principles of scouting by reciting with me the Scout Oath and Scout Law, which we just did. My apologies. So what does this mean to the scouts and their leaders? We will now have the lighting of the Scout Oath and Scout Law candles with an explanation of their meanings. Yep. It's a well-run 969 organization. Mason, would you lead us in the Scout Law? You can do it right there if you want. Sorry? You're on camera.
Before us, a gold candle is lit. It represents the spirit of scouting. Please light the gold candle. The spirit which burns brightly in the heart of every scout. With this candle, the Scout Oath candles, followed by the Scout Law candles, will be lit. Let us renew our spirit by reminding ourselves of the meaning of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law.
On my honor.
Meaning your solemn promise that relies on your good reputation as to whether or not it will be carried out.
I will do my best.
Your best? What is it? It is giving it all you've got when you have something to do, and working on it with all your heart, mind, and soul, with all the strength and devotion you have. Then you are doing your best.
To do my duty.
To do the job, to meet the responsibilities, to do what must be done, not just halfway, not just a half job, but completely and full, so that you are proud of your work.
To God and my country.
Duty to whom? First, to God. Fulfill your religious responsibilities. Uphold your religious beliefs. Second, to your country. I know you have been told how lucky you are to live in a free country. I hope that you are aware of it. Being told and being aware are two different things. I hope that you will soon be aware of the responsibility you have to your country, your duty.
To obey the Scout Law.
Meaning to obey it, to follow it completely, not just halfway, and not just the first 6 points or the last 3 or every other one, but all 12 points at all times.
Duty to help other people at all times.
To help doesn't say much. It can mean saving a life or changing a tire or carrying a bag of groceries. To help other people, not just your family, and at all times, not just when it is convenient for you or when your scoutmaster is watching, but at all times. And the best time is when you have to go out of your way to do it.
Duty to myself, to keep myself physically strong.
Just what it says. Physically strong, ready to defend yourself, your scouting principles, and your country.
Mentally awake.
Keep alert, observing, always trying to learn.
And morally straight.
In thought and actions, decide what is right and what is wrong, and stand by what is right. Now for the lighting of the Scout Law candles.
The symbol of chose the complete scout emblem for the leaf, eagle, shield, and star, and indicating that I have completed my basic scout training.
I am a Star Scout. Before me lie unlimited opportunities, just like the stars in the night sky. I can shine as brightly as anyone.
I am a Life Scout. The heart on my badge shows that I have taken scouting lessons to heart. I am ready to spread my wings and fly.
Scout is trustworthy. A scout honors to be instead appear to violate this honor by telling a lie, or by cheating, or by not doing exactly a given task, obstruction on his honor, may be threatened to hand over the scout badge. The scout is loyal. He's loyal to all to whom loyalty is due. The scout leader, his home, his parents, and country. Scout is courteous. He is polite to all, especially women, children, the elderly, and the weak and helpless. He must not take pay for being helpful or courteous. A scout is kind. He is a friend to animals. He will not kill nor hurt any living creature needlessly, but will strive to save and protect all harmless life. The scout is obedient. He obeys his parents, scoutmasters, and patrol leaders, and all other duty authorities. The scout is cheerful. He smiles whenever he can. His obedience to orders is prompt and cheery. He never shirks nor grumbles at worship.
A Scout is thrifty. He does not wantonly destroy property. He works faithfully, wastes nothing, and makes the best use of his opportunities. He saves money so that he may pay for his own. Be generous to those in need and helpful to worthy objects. He may work for pay, but must not receive tips for courtesy in return. The Scout is brave. He has the courage to face danger in spite of fear, and to stand up for what is right against the ghosting of friends and the jeers or threats of enemies. And defeat is not downhill.
A Scout is clean. He keeps clean in body and thought, stands for clean speech, clean sport, clean habits, and travels with a clean crowd. A Scout is reverent. He is reverent towards God. He is faithful in his religious duties and respects the convictions of others in matters of custom and religion.
All right. Thank you, Scouts. Come on. So these are the stages of scouting that Josh has gone through. Let these serve as a good reminder on why we do this and what we get out of scouting. So, and we are indeed here to honor Josh DiStefano. And so it is time for him to be recognized. And as a representative of the Boy Scouts America, let me officially open up this court of honor. And yes, just a few short years, Josh has undergone a miraculous transformation from someone who struggled to memorize the oath and law to someone who lives those words, from someone who wanted to go camping and hiking to someone who has been camping and hiking many times. Witnessed it myself. And for someone who now is able to lead and someone who everybody can count on. But what does it exactly mean to be an Eagle? And we have asked Eagle Scout Michael and Nick to tell us. Just Michael.
We are here today to honor a young man as he becomes an Eagle Scout. As we do so, it is important to reflect on what it means to be an Eagle Scout. The 1938 Handbook for the Scoutmasters put it this way: the badges which accompany his advancement, and which a scout wears on his uniform, are not to show that he has passed certain tests. There should be no past tense implied. On the contrary, each badge cries out, "I can," right here and right now. So what can the Eagle Scout do? Let us take a look at some of the things he has done in preparing to be an Eagle Scout. In terms of badges, Josh has earned the Scout badge, the ranks of Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, Life, and finally Eagle. Along the way, he earned a minimum of 13 required merit badges and 18 elective merit badges, served in troop leadership positions for a total of 16 months, and spent at least 13 hours on service projects, not including the 287 hours he spent on his Eagle Scout service project alone. In all, he has completed approximately 325 different requirements. So what have these requirements taught him? Who is the Eagle Scout? First and foremost, of course, he is an outdoorsman. He knows how to camp, swim, hike, use wood tools, build a fire, use a camp stove, and find his way with map and compass. He has spent at least 20 days and nights camping out in a tent he pitched on a site he selected. Many of those times he planned his own menu and cooked his own food. Eagle Scout is comfortable with nature. He can identify local plants and animals, including poisonous plants. He understands the causes of water, land, and air pollution, and developed a project to solve an environmental problem. He embodies the Scout motto, "Be prepared." He knows how to treat fractures, head injuries, hypothermia, convulsions, frostbite, burns, abdominal pain, muscle cramps, and even knocked out teeth. He knows what to do in case of a fire, explosion, desert emergency, motor vehicle accident, mountain accident, food poisoning, gas leak, earthquake, flood, tornado, hurricane, atomic emergency, and avalanche. The Eagle Scout is a good citizen. He has been to a city meeting and knows how the city government is organized. He knows who his U.S. senators and representatives are and has written a letter to one of them about a national issue. He has read the Declaration of Independence as well as the U.S. Constitution. He knows how to manage his money and understands the risks and benefits of putting his money in savings bonds, mutual funds, common stock, and real estate. He has set financial goals and worked toward achieving those goals. The Eagle Scout has also set and worked towards fitness goals. He has competed against himself in tests of aerobic endurance, flexibility, and muscular strength. He knows what it means to be physically, mentally, and socially fit. He is a good family member. He knows what things are important to the members of his family and has talked to his family about finances, drug abuse, and growing up. All of these things Josh did in order to earn 13 merit badges required for Eagle. Beyond those, he earned 18 elective merit badges, which introduced him to subjects such as electricity, electronics, robotics, programming, nuclear science, photography, and music. So what is an Eagle Scout? Well, to quote that old handbook for Scoutmasters again, he is a young man who is qualified to help others as well as himself. His badge is not a decoration, but rather a symbol of knowledge and ability. This is an Eagle Scout.
Thank you, Michael. And now it is that time for the highlight of our program, the presentation of the Eagle Scout Award. And normally I would turn this part of the ceremony over to our Scoutmaster Wally, but he is unavailable, so you guys are stuck with me as the former Scoutmaster. Will the honor guard please escort the candidate forward? Michael, Nick. All righty. Michael, Nick, you can have a seat for a second. We are gathered here tonight to mark the end of a long journey, the journey up the trail to Eagle. 7 years ago, at the age of 11, Josh joined Troop 969 after crossing over as a Weeblo from Cub Scout Pack 962 in Lovettsville. He was a scout in charge for several overnight campouts and assisted in many other campouts. Josh was voted on by his peers to attend the National Youth Leadership Training Course and also to several troop leadership positions: troop librarian, historian, webmaster. He is assistant patrol leader, the patrol leader. He was even the senior patrol leader, which is the scout that leads the whole troop. And since he has joined those 7 years ago, he has looked back to welcome the newer scouts, joining the troop behind him, and guiding and nurturing and leading them by example, and of what it takes to be a good scout, an Eagle Scout. He attended summer camps at Olmsted, Liberty, Lynn Hoxton, and his favorite camp was Camp Buffalo Bill in Cody, Wyoming. And 10 days of hiking, swimming, rock climbing, and coming face to face with moose waltzing through the camp. And then the script here has the comment that he's going to Philmont this summer. Alas, he is not, because he has a fantastic internship that will not allow him the time off to go to Philmont. Breaks my heart, but hopefully we get you out there someday. So hopefully. I enjoyed training with you for the trip, and we'll get you out there somehow. So it was a challenging 7 years, and Josh's biggest challenge was his Eagle project. Josh's project was to lead his fellow workers in the installation of 150 feet of fence, remove fallen trees, and remove trash and debris in the Afro-American section of the Waterford Union of Churches Cemetery in Waterford, Virginia. And he also designed and built a 2-ton tripod hoist to lift and re-erect gravestones in the cemetery, which is pretty impressive if you haven't seen it. Now finally, his Eagle project done, his merit badges earned, he stands poised at the pinnacle of scouting. By becoming an Eagle Scout, you gain more than a pretty medal to wear. You also gain some important responsibilities. Becoming an Eagle Scout is not the end of a journey, but really the beginning. As an Eagle Scout, you have far more responsibilities than you had before. At this time, I would like to ask fellow Eagle Scout, Reverend Jonathan Bunker, to come forward and give your Eagle charge.
Congratulations, Josh. Well done. Well done. It is an honor to take part in your court of honor, as it was an honor to take part in your brother's court of honor. When I delivered Michael's charge, I surprised him by beginning with a quote from one of my favorite movies, The Princess Bride. So I thought it only appropriate to begin with a quote from another one of my favorite movies. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If it's ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have is a very particular set of skills that I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go, that will be the end of it. I will not pursue you. I will not look for you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will, well, y'all know the rest. Now, Josh, I've got a candy bar here, and I'm willing to give it to you if you can tell me what movie that quote comes from.
I cannot.
You cannot? Well, good. Then I guess I have a candy bar for the service tomorrow. I'll eat it while the preacher babbles on. You know how he does. That quote comes from the movie Taken and was spoken by Liam Neeson, the lead character. Now, like that character, Josh, you have spent the better part of your life acquiring a very specific set of skills, starting in Cub Scouts and then in Webelos, and now throughout your Boy Scout career. You have learned lessons in leadership. You have learned lessons in self-care. You have learned lessons in other care. And you have learned lessons in taking care of the earth. In all of that you've done, in all that you have learned, you've been pursuing something. A badge that you'll get to wear on your shirt, a shiny medal, the right to say, I am an Eagle Scout. And today, all of your striving and all of your working comes to fruition, and you can truly say that, I am an Eagle Scout. So congratulations, well done. But what you need to know is that in all that you've learned and all that you have done, you have not just been pursuing something, you have been becoming something more powerful than a nightmare to those who are around you. In all that you have done, you have equipped yourself with not only the ability to serve, but a heart and a willingness to serve. In all that you have done, you have equipped yourself with the ability to lead others in serving. And so you have acquired the ability to make the communities that you are a part of, whether it's your Boy Scout community, whether it's your church family, whether it's the community of Lovettsville or your school community or your work community, a better place. Because that's the way it's supposed to work. That's what Lord Baden-Powell had in mind when he started scouting in the first place. That servant leaders would go forward to make their world a better place. By committing themselves to keeping the demands of the law and the oath. By always standing prepared to do a good turn. By taking the skills that are developed and encouraged and inspired in scouting and putting them into practice in daily life. So Josh, as an Eagle Scout, simply do that. Take the lessons that you have learned from the first day you put on that blue-yellow uniform and that yellow scarf, later translating to tan and green, and now putting a patch on your shirt. Take all of those experiences and put them into practice on a daily basis and make your community a better place. Because here's the secret. If daily you commit yourself to making the communities that you are a part of a better place, you cannot help but make your world a better place. And so you will faithfully represent the community of Eagle Scouts that have come before you. So it is my pleasure to present to you this Eagle Challenge coin to remind you of this day and all that you have accomplished, and to remind you that your work is only yet begun. Congratulations. And heck, I don't need it. You can have the candy bar too.
Thank you.
Your pastor quote's taken? I may have to change churches. Thank you, Reverend Bunker. Awarding the Eagle Scout badge is an important and serious matter. There's a goal towards which Josh has been working for many years, and is a culmination of efforts of himself, his parents, and his Scout leaders. This is an occasion for great pride and joy, and it is also a serious time for contemplation. And Josh, when we began our program tonight, you joined with your fellow Scouts in repeating the Scout oath. And now you will stand alone and repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout promise. Though the words you say are similar to those you have said so many times before, tonight they will mean more to you than they ever have. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you'll be sealing your oath with the words which close with the Declaration of Independence. I would now like all Eagle Scouts in the audience to stand at this time and rededicate themselves by repeating the Eagle Scout promise with our new Eagle Scout. And please make the Scout sign and repeat after me. You know what? Michael, you come here and do it.
I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example. My rank and influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, my community, my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor. Two.
And would the honor guard please escort the candidates' parents forward? You can change out your scarf. Yeah. Ready? Josh, your parents have undoubtedly been your primary source of help and strength. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice, sleepless nights, and helpfulness that your mother has given for you. Oh, she has. All of which have led to this day of honor. I would like you to give your mother, or I'd like you to, would like your mother to pin the Eagle Medal on your uniform. Don't hurt him.
Just one last. Try not to drop it.
Well done. Right, Josh, in recognition of your mother's devotion, please present her with the Eagle Mother's Pin. Excellent. Now I'd ask Mrs. Hall to please come up and read the Legend of the Rose.
Throughout Scouting's history, the rose has been associated with the presentation of the eagle. The path of a boy from scout to eagle is long and oftentimes hard. He does not travel the trail to eagle alone. Many people have been involved with him in this process. There is one person in particular that is honored in addition to our Eagle Scout. That person is his mother. From that first overnight campout to the pinning of his eagle, she has shared the adventures of scouting with her son in a special way. With her guidance and encouragement, she has helped her son achieve a goal many failed to reach. She has watched her son mature from a young boy to a young man with a purpose in life. She has been there to share his excitement of camping and hiking with his brother scouts. She has washed load after load, and sometimes not even her own son's dirty clothes, brought home from many camping trips. Most important of all, she has been there for her son when the going got rough and spirits low, as only a mother can. Her love has been an important ingredient in her son's achievement. We honor her today with the presentation of 7 red roses, each rose a symbol of rank in the 7 ranks of Scouting.
Thank you, Mrs. Hall. Josh, your father has stood by you and has been the source of much advice and guidance along your Eagle Trail. And so I would like him to place your Eagle Scout neckerchief on you.
Oh boy, what I could do right now. I should have the top button, so you can't get any further than that.
Excellent. And in return, as a symbol of what he has contributed to you attaining this award, please present your father with his pin. Shake his hand. Have you two met?
It was a while ago.
And Josh, in recognition of the 10 extra merit badges you have earned above the minimum 21 required, I would like your father to present you with a gold Eagle Palm.
Actually, he gets a bronze too.
And a bronze, okay.
For the first 5. I didn't know about that.
And Josh will also be recognizing his grandmother at another time for her contributions. And now, Josh, would you please step forward and say a few words about who you have selected as your mentor and present them with this mentor's pen. The two of you want to see.
All right. So sorry about this is not officially prepared, so I do apologize if it's short or. Well, you get the idea. So I had a bit of a difficult choice with this because there have been quite a few people who have helped me get to this point and just helped me in life in general. But I do believe at this point there is one very specific person who has helped me quite a lot in the past few years. One person who I have worked very closely with within the troop, has helped me with campouts, leadership, many different events, and just in generally helped me to become a better person and just enjoy being in the troop more. And that person is actually our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Hall. So, would like to present this to you.
Thanks, Josh.
You can believe there's like a pretend one underneath it, so you can.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. All right. And now, it gives me great pleasure to present to you our newest Eagle Scout, Joshua DiStefano. Okay. And Josh, before we close your Eagle Court of Honor, I'd like to read you one more thing. The Eagle Badge. What's it worth? The Eagle Badge, the highest rank a scout can earn. What's it worth? Well, in dollars and cents, probably about $7.50. Probably $2.50 in silver, 25 cents worth of ribbon, the rest in manufacturing, handling costs. But what's it really worth to you? Think back in time when you first became a scout. Remember the scout skills that you learned for each rank, and the rededication to the scout oath and law which each time that you advanced. Think of the service you have given your troop and to other people. Is your Eagle Badge worth $7.50? Of course not. Your Eagle Badge is priceless. It represents everything that you have learned, everything that you have done to be prepared to help others and help yourself. So now you stand on the peak of the mountain, an Eagle Scout. Now look ahead and look sharp. Way out there is the mist of another mountain, and there below is the trail to your future. It may be a long trail, a short one, but it leads to that mountain far away. And as you walk down that trail, and as the years roll by, and finally reach the end, we hope that you look back on the trail of life and are able to proudly say, I've done my best. So traditionally, before we do the official close, this is an opportunity for us to do a little Troop 969 roast. If anybody has any funny stories they'd like to share with Josh, this is the time. We are in a church. So I'm just going to go ahead and start and mention that it's not necessarily funny, but my memory of Josh that sticks out the most is when we were at Lynn Hoxton, and something went wrong with his tent. We'll share that another time.
Something or everything.
And his sleeping bag, the tent, all of his gear was soaking wet. And basically, the next day, he had to pin all of his gear on the outside of his backpack. And as we were walking up a mountain, and as the crew advised the adults, basically I'm in back, making sure all the scouts are in front of me. And so I had the pleasure of watching Josh spend most of his energy walking this side of the trail and this side because the weight was shifting on his backpack so bad. It was like he was waltzing up and down. But the one thing that I'll give him credit for is he was basically meant that he was expending 2 to 3 times as much energy as every other scout getting up those hills at Lynn Hoxton. Never quit, never complained, determined to get there, and he did it. And that was a really cool side to see of you, just how you fought through that.
I did complain once when they wouldn't give me a snack break.
I wasn't going to mention it.
Hey, it was right at the top of the mountain, and they wanted to keep going, and I wanted the Cliff Bar, so.
Yep. Anybody else got a good Josh story?
I've got a good one.
Okay.
So, it was a venture crew trip, actually. We went up to Nico's Light Up Canyon, and we split into 2 groups. There was a slower, I think there was a slower group, and then there was a faster group. And in the faster group, I think it was, me, Josh, and a couple others. You'd think with a couple Boy Scouts in this group, we'd be able to navigate this trail. No, we lost it. We lost it really badly. We actually doubled the trail size. And we're just staring at it, just walking casually through. Thanks.
They were similar to these ones, basically.
I have a story of Josh. It was when we went to Yellowstone, one of the most fun trips I've ever had. I remember we had an argument as a crew on whether we wanted to go bouldering or go back to the park where it says dead. And Josh and Nick were gung-ho for bouldering, and Nico, Aaron, Malik, Mr. Henderson, and I were exhausted. So we decided to go into two groups, and we remember that there was one thing that Josh really wanted to see at Yellowstone we didn't see in the park on the first day, and it was wolves. And so we all came up with the really dumb idea to come back and be like, we saw a pack of wolves, blah, 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 and we got there, and we tell Josh, and Josh went through a lie immediately. And we were all pretty upset about it. We were trying to get a funny reaction. No, I missed it, but he just walked away. He was like, it didn't happen, and we were upset.
You actually had me for about 10 minutes.
I had to pretend.
There was about 10 minutes there. No, you didn't have me. Malik had me.
Yeah, I saw it coming.
Yeah, Malik was good.
Excellent. Anyone else?
I got not a story, but I don't know how many years ago. It's at least 5, 6, 7. He went to our parents enrolled him into a program called Scratch. It's basically teaches programming. It's an online thing, and he did a week camp of this. And from then on, he taught himself, no classes, no nothing aside from that, how to program. And it's really amazing to see like the dedication he had to it, how interested he still is, and how he was able to learn that all by himself. And I mean, now he has internship doing cybersecurity, that kind of stuff. He's teaching programming himself now at a place in Asheville. And it was just really amazing to see like how far he's come doing it and just the dedication to it. So it's really impressed me. So
thank you.
Yep.
I'll say something before we let that. So, for those that don't know, since Josh is so interested in going into technology, just so happens his internship was at the same company as mine. Neither of us knew this, but
I didn't know that.
I will let you know, based off the timeline Josh took to complete his Eagle, he will be perfect as a developer in IT.
He made it with 2 weeks to spare. So that...
Okay, I'm sorry, you needed a few more tweaks.
He's overqualified.
They should pay me more.
The one thing that stands out in my mind was at one of the freezeries, we made the mistake of not changing our socks before we went to bed. You must change your socks before going to bed at night. They don't seem wet, but they are wet. Your feet will get cold, and they will stay cold the rest of the night, and you will be freezing. About 2, 3 in the morning, he wakes me up, teeth chattering. So we got up out of the tent. Mine was the same way. My feet were frozen. And we slept in the van with the engine running, heat blasting, till about 6 in the morning. Lesson learned?
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
It was comfy though, so you never know. Maybe it was strategic.
I like warmth. I don't like cold. So
I mean,
you be the judge.
Yeah.
Excellent. And going off script here for just a second, this moment is all about Josh, but I think it's worth saying to Rich and Joanne, I think on behalf of all the troop, we give the two of you a round of applause. Thank you for Josh and Michael, and thank you for everything you've done for the other boys in the troop. Okay. All right, this afternoon has indeed been a special day. Josh has accepted a weighty challenge to live out the Eagle Scout promise in his everyday life, and it's a challenge worthy of each of us. And thank you all for coming out and participating in this wonderful event. And let's give our Eagle Scout one more round of applause. Reverend Bunker, would you please give our benediction?
Actually, is there something I can do before that?
Absolutely, it's your show.
Okay, I have with me here one other mentor pin. So I of course gave you one, but there was one other special person that I wanted to give this specific mentor pin to. This is a person who has been with me not my whole life, but a very significant portion of my life in the last few years or so. And someone who has taught me a lot about themselves, about myself, about people in general, how to be helpful, patient, kind, and just a wonderful person, in my opinion. I'm not going to go on too much, but that person is my now fiance, Lydia Costanzo.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah, so I wanted to. No, stay here. You're fine. Okay. I wanted to thank you for just being probably the biggest part of my life and the largest, like the most important teacher I've had in general for the past 2.5 years. I'd say 4 years. I've been with her for 2.5 years, but she's influenced me for longer than that. And as of May 2nd, we are officially engaged. So, other than that, thank you everyone for coming.
Well, we're going to talk about this secret-keeping stuff later. I'll see you in my office.
Yeah, it's a church. I never lied.
No, you did not. No, you did not. This, as you all pointed out or recognized in the beginning, this is the first Eagle Scout Court of Honor for the troop that is live streamed. Little did I know that when the pandemic hit and I was learning how to YouTube on YouTube, that Josh was going to step in and bring us into the 21st century so that we could reach not only our congregation, but folks looking to worship all over the nation. Josh stepped in, he developed our Wi-Fi abilities, he developed our streaming abilities, and now I know it was just so he was getting ready for his Court of Honor. So, but when a lot of people, because of the pandemic, were choosing to stay home to worship, which was not a bad idea, Josh was choosing to be in here every Sunday so that those folks would have an opportunity to worship. And that speaks to his character and the commitment that he has to all of the elements we've talked here about in scouting, and also his commitment to his faith. So I didn't want to let the moment go without saying thank you. We are going to close with a benediction, and included in that benediction will be a blessing over the reception so that you all don't have to go back in the fellowship hall and wait. You can consider it blessed and enjoy the hospitality that the DiStefanos have prepared for all of us to enjoy. Would you please stand for the benediction? Let us pray. Gracious God, again, we thank you for this opportunity and we thank you for this young man. We claim that you have been at work in his life and have sent leaders and friends and companions to surround him in the midst of this journey. We celebrate that we have been amongst that group, that you have blessed us with the opportunity and the privilege of walking with Josh through his road. We ask now, as we continue to celebrate, gathering around tables and fellowshipping with one another and coming up with as many embarrassing stories about Josh that we possibly can, may your hand be upon us. And now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit rest upon us both today and always. Amen.
All right. Thank you for coming. Let's go eat. Let's go to the reception.